And there we go.
I'm ready when you are. What's on your mind?
What
Oh,
is
he's
that?
talking to you. Carry on.
Something talking to us over
I know, I see that.
here. It must be AI. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and we are here. Welcome to our Awareness Wednesday prime time. We are your hosts, Reg and Victoria Flanagan, here out of New Jersey. So thank you guys for joining us. We've got a great topic we're going to discuss today, this evening, because it's one that's very extremely close to our hearts. For those who don't know our story with our daughter, but you're going to hear a little bit about it tonight. So with that being said, we're going to pass this over to Victoria, give her reasons why this platform is so important to her as well, and then we get into our detailed information about arthritis tonight. Let's get going. Let's
This
do it.
is just, it's important to me because I just want to stay aware. And if I'm aware, I want others to be aware as well. I find something, I mean, I dig deep, I find something, and I just want people to be aware of what's going on out here. It's a lot in these streets, it's a lot going on, it's a lot coming up, it's a lot we don't know.
It's
So
just a lot.
it's just a lot. So I truly want you to just stay aware. Just stay aware with us. That's where we are.
Indeed, that's why we call this platform Awareness Wednesday, because we want to keep you aware of what's all around us and our families, right? So that's why we do what we do. So let's get started. You know, there's so many things that are taking place around the world. High blood pressure, as I always say, diabetes, overweight, obesity, cancers of many types. There's a lot going on, and those numbers are continuing to rise. There's nothing that's going in the southern direction or going north. Why? Because we truly believe that's what we're doing to our temple, what we're doing to our bodies, the things that we're putting in it that's causing a lot of these issues that could be prevented or helped in some kind of way to make it better if you knew the right things to do. We got to put the right things in the body to get the good results out of the body. It was designed to put good things in it, not bad things. And we have transitioned into taking and eating all these, what I like to call Franken foods, bad for the body.
They
It's not
Franken
real.
foods for
Exactly
real.
what it is.
For
And that's
real.
what we believe is truly causing a lot of the issues that are taking place right now today. So let's go on to our disclaimer, as we do every single week. The Power Cup of Health. This program offers health and nutritional information and is designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on this information as a substitute for, nor does it replace, professional medical or psychological advice, diagnose, or treatment. None of the statements made have been reviewed or approved by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. We are going to speak on some products tonight, so we do have a disclaimer for that as well. The products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and are not designed to mitigate, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But all we do know, by our opinion, we have the best nutritional products on the market today. So let's go on to our topic, which is going to be arthritis, as you do know. And that is a very, very important subject for us because when our daughter, our oldest daughter, had it at the age of 4. They call it juvenile rheumatoid arthritis at that time for younger individuals. And what makes this such an important topic for us because they didn't know what she had. She was the
At
youngest
all.
case ever to have arthritis, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, at the age of 4
And all right,
in New Jersey.
I forgot to
Actually, it's
mention
a
that.
tri-state because of
I
the
forgot
fact,
to mention that.
and they wrote her up exactly, and they wrote her up in the medical journal because of it. So she's in that to this day. Now, there are other children that's younger than her that's getting it now, but she was the youngest at that time because they just could not figure out what my daughter had. So, with that, we'll get into more information on that as well as Victoria goes to report. I'm going to pass this over to her, our certified health coach, my number one, my better 7/8. This is Victoria Flanagan. Take it away. Let's talk about arthritis.
I did forget to mention that she was the youngest in our tri-state area that had it, and they did write her up in the journal. I totally
medical
forgot
journal.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had doctors coming in from everywhere to look at this baby.
Try to find out.
And then when his mother came to the hospital, he said, "They don't know what they're doing. Get her out of here and let's take her to another hospital." But I said, if we snatch her out of here and
They're
take her
gonna do
to
all the tests
another, they're
all
gonna have
over.
to do the tests all over again, and we
Yeah.
couldn't put her little body through
Do
that
that.
all over again. So it was some trying times. It was some trying times. So this is arthritis month, like I was saying, and by us being in the walk, the arthritis walk is Sunday, May the 17th. If you're in an area where you can walk with the general population of those who have arthritis, or just sit and talk to somebody who's suffering from arthritis, you would be amazed of the stories that you hear. But it's educational. It's just so educational. And now with everything that's going on, I was saying this morning, like the the younger generation are getting hit with so many of these issues. It's just astronomically crazy right now. They're saying that the younger generation is not even going to live as long as our generation with what they're eating and what they're doing. With it's just a lot going on. So this is arthritis month, and I chose to choose arthritis because of the issue that we go through with her. And we've been walking in this walk. How
Six.
many?
She's been doing it now 6 years. We did maybe 4.
Four
Well, maybe
years?
three or 4.
Could've
She's been
been.
doing it for 6. This will make her 6th walk. 6 years she walked. I remember we did it here in New
We
Jersey,
did it here.
a few times here, and then we did it once so far in Delaware. So this will make our 2nd time in Delaware, but 3 times here in New
Right.
Jersey.
Okay. It slips me, y'all. But anyway, arthritis is our topic tonight. And like you said, it's really dear to our heart to see somebody of that young age to go through that. And not knowing, I had to do research up on and read on it, the whole 9 yards. What could she do? What couldn't she do? What could she have? What couldn't she have? That kind of thing. So arthritis, what is arthritis? We all consider it's an old people's issue that
Not
they
anymore.
come down with.
Used to it, not anymore.
It is not. Arthritis is a term used for conditions that can cause joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and other joint symptoms. About 1 in 5 adults in the United States have been diagnosed with arthritis by their doctor. 1 in 5. They estimated that it's over 50 million Americans suffer from some form of arthritis. There's over 100 different things that can fall under the umbrella of arthritis that's out there. It usually is. So they say that recognizing the different types of arthritis symptoms early can help you manage and treat the condition effectively. So there's osteoarthritis is the most common type of arthritis in joints with osteoarthritis. The protection cartilage between the bone starts to wear away. They say wear and tear. So this allows that the bone to rub together. That's bone on bone. Excuse me, which can cause pain and stiffness. Also, rheumatoid arthritis is what she suffered from, is an autoimmune inflammatory disease in which the body's immune system attacks its own joint tissue. That's what she has. Then you have psoriasis arthritis. It is a form of arthritis can affect the joints, the skin, and the nails. You have infectious arthritis. It's caused by an infection in the joint from bacteria, viruses, or even fungi. Reactive arthritis. This causes joint symptoms that are triggered by an infection in another part of the body. Also, gout is a painful type of inflammatory arthritis in which too much uric acid forms and then it crystallizes and deposits in the joint. Causing pain. If you know anything about gout or anybody suffer from gout, they usually say that's a old man's disease, is gout. Eating too much rich food or whatever. Gout is gout. Anybody could get gout. But I hear that it is extremely painful. You don't want to put on a shoe. You don't want to put on a sock. You don't want to put nothing on that foot. That's how painful gout can be.
And it could be disfiguring too.
Yes, it can. So can arthritis. It can be very disfiguring. You know, what was the actor's? Colburn.
Yeah, he
His
had severe
fingers
arthritis
would
in
start
his
to
hand.
turn sideways, you know, because you've had it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But by her going through this at an early age, these are just some of the medications that we went through. I talked to her last night so I could get a list of the majority of things that she went through, or some of the things that she had to take. So when she was first diagnosed at the age of 4, they really didn't know what to give her because they never had a child with arthritis.
They didn't know what she had, but they tested her for
For everything, exactly.
From Lyme disease, from spinal meningitis.
Everything. They asked us, have you been out of the country?
Lupus.
Did she get bit by a bird? Or just crazy
everything.
stuff.
They were just trying to figure out what could have caused it.
Trying to narrow it down and get to the root cause.
Because, you know, at that time, too, Lyme disease was on the rise. So that's why they
Yeah.
automatically thought she might have gotten bit by a tick.
Lyme
But it
disease.
wasn't
Then
that.
they went into lupus, and they like babies,
Baby, you know,
children
history
don't
in our
get that
family.
small, don't get lupus,
Right.
and it was just a
Yeah.
lot. So they started her with Tylenol to keep the fever down because
'Cause
she
of
would
fever.
she would definitely run a fever. And in the
Spike.
hospital, we have to wrap her in cold sheets. You know, dip the sheets in cold water and
Ice-
wrap them
ice
around
water,
her.
yeah.
And it was like she'd just be freezing. I did it at home a
To
couple of
break her
times too,
fever.
but just to see her go through that as a baby, it's a lot. It's truly a lot, and it was traumatic. But as she's getting older or got older, she's a tough bird. I'm telling you, that girl is tough as nails. So they started with arthritis, then they went to prednisone. They broke it down according to her weight. They broke that down. Then she was getting a gold injection. Remember, she was getting
was after
those
she
every
got out.
Friday. Methotrexate was another one. She had Enbrel. Enbrel is, you have to keep that in a refrigerator and inject yourself with that. She had Plaquenil. She had Talectin. She had that. She had oxycodone as she got older, and
Pain.
then she also had Tramadol. Now y'all know those is
Tramadol, those are pain meds.
those are pain meds, but those are the top ones that people get addicted to. Very
Absolutely.
much so. She had Naproxen. She had that. She had Celebrex. She went through quite a few, and now she's on Cimzia. That's the one that she's on now, and she says she got a doctor's appointment Friday because she don't think that's working either. So she have her good days and her bad days.
Yes.
You know, arthritis is brought on by the weather change, and this weather's been crazy. Hot, cold, hot, up and down, that kind of thing. If it's raining, she could tell you it's going to rain from her knees. So she also have the compression gloves for her hands because she has arthritis throughout her entire body. Just think about wherever you have a joint. I have it on my Facebook page. Wherever you have a joint where there's a bend or you have cartilage there, that's where she has the arthritis. In her fingers, in her knees, in her hips,
Her back.
in her back, in her neck, in her shoulders. Everywhere you bend, that's where she has it. So she has compression gloves. She has the sleeve for her elbow, and she has the knee brace for her knees.
But to see her, you wouldn't think she had it.
You wouldn't think
wouldn't
that she
know it.
had anything.
She hides it very well.
Very well. She has a handicap tag for her car, and she says she gets flagged for that a lot because she'll jump out the car. And you know, arthritis is like an invisible illness. You might not think they have it, but she can't walk from the end of the parking lot to the supermarket. She got to park in the handicapped spot to get to the supermarket. That kind of thing. So she does have her handicap tag. The other thing, when she got her new hip, she was setting off the buzzers
At the airport.
at the Walmart
Oh, at the airport too, yeah. Walmart
She
was
went
the
in
first
through
one.
the thing and she said, "I'm coming in and buzzing." She forgot
She had the hip.
right? But that titanium that she has in her body set the thing off. She also got cortisone shots in her knee, her hip, and her foot. She had her right knee drained 3 times. I didn't know it was 3 times, but it's 3 times. She had a kidney biopsy and she had a spinal tap. He was in the room with the spinal tap. I couldn't do all that. But the physical therapy and aqua therapy for her arthritis.
She was in the hospital for a month.
For a whole month before they realized what she
found out
had. But they say juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, it affects 71,000 young children each year. 71,000. And it's 6 times as many girls as it is boys. But the numbers are increasing. That's what I want to get across today. The numbers are increasing. And why are the numbers increasing? Why are these babies coming up with elder illnesses like that? So it says that women are more effective than AR 3 times more often than men. The arthritis onset usually starts between the age of 30 and 40. But disease may start at any age and may strike children. Juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or they call it Still's disease.
That's what
they were calling it.
Yeah, because when we first heard, and they got the doctor in from upstate New York or something like that, who came in and diagnosed her for having Still's disease. Our Dr. DiGiacomo Sr., when he was alive, he's the one that came in. We found out what your daughter has. She has a disease called Still's disease. Yeah, Still's disease.
We
what is
looked
that?
at each other like, what is that?
Still's
We ain't
disease.
never heard of that before.
He said the other terminology is juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And we said, arthritis?
We really
our
couldn't
daughter,
believe that.
who's 4?
We really couldn't believe
arthritis,
that.
because you're automatically thinking older people get arthritis. Not our baby, not 4-year-old young girl sitting here. No, it can't happen. but arthritis. And how they treated it was with aspirin.
Aspirin.
High dosage of aspirin is what they did and treated it.
She
Fever
wound
came
up,
down.
fever
got
came,
normal.
She sat up in the bed. She
Blisters
started
and
eating.
the blisters, not the blisters,
The
but
blotches.
the blotches went away. She started getting her appetite back. She still had some soreness. She was able to move at least, but it came out to be that.
But to see a child go through something like that and you don't know what it is,
What it
and
is,
you can't
yeah.
help them, I can totally feel those children. What's the children's hospital?
Yeah.
What they have to go through with the babies with the cancer and the
Yeah.
chemo and all this other stuff. As a parent, there's nothing that you can do. You just have to sit back and be supportive and try not to show your child to see your child. For your child to see you break down
Yeah.
like that, because I broke all the time. I was
She
nothing but a
did.
crybaby.
Yeah.
What's the matter with her? What we do? The whole 9 yards. But it's rough to see that. So what causes arthritis? It said the main causes of arthritis depend on base of the type of arthritis that it is. The causes of inflammation, joint damage, genetics, it can be genetic, it can run in the family, immune system dysfunction, infection caused by bacteria, viruses, or fungus. So what are the most common risk factors of arthritis? Some of these increase chances of developing arthritis, such as the following. If you do a repetitive motion in your job or in sports, it may cause joint stress, overuse, injury that can increase the risk of arthritis. Like a lot of football players and basketball players, starting young, like these little kids, these little pee-wee football players, now they can have arthritis by the time they get 15, 16.
'Cause of the
They
contact
hipping
sport.
and hopping, right? Hipping and hopping on their little joint. So you got to be careful what you're putting your kids into that can injure them later in life. Also, it says older age increases the risk of developing arthritis. If you take care of yourself and you move on a regular basis and eat right, you can prolong this arthritis coming after you. We call it Arthur coming after you. Osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis are more common in females, but gout is more common in men.
Yep.
Also, family history and genetics can increase the risk of some types of arthritis because it does run in the family. Like I was saying this morning, we found out that your cousin had it. What was her name? Little cousin.
You're talking about.
They were young.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
We
her
found
name.
out at a family reunion.
Harry's daughter.
Right. They
Yeah.
found out that she had arthritis. Like, your baby had arthritis too? That run in the family.
Karen.
Right, there you go.
Cousin Karen.
If you are overweight, the added weight puts extra stress on your joints and increases the risk of arthritis. You know, if you overweight, that's pressure on your knees, pressure on your ankles, so you can have arthritis anywhere in your body. If you've ever watched the 600-Pound Life, it hurts for them to move because they have so much weight on their frames. They can't turn over. They can't sit up. They can't do a lot of things because of so much weight that's on their frames.
Exactly.
So you got to be very mindful of your BMI, your body mass index as well. Smoking cigarettes increases the chance of developing rheumatoid arthritis. Smoking makes everything worse.
Firecrackers
are not yet. Anyway, infection with bacteria, viruses, and fungus can also lead to arthritis. So the common signs and symptoms of arthritis, you could have a flare-up. The different types of arthritis have different signs and symptoms that most commonly affects the joints. The symptoms may come and go. This is so true. Depends on wherever it is or what the weather is. Because once the barometric pressure drops, in some people, it can flare up their arthritis. Stress can flare up your arthritis. If you're going through something emotionally, that can flare up your arthritis. So you got to know your triggers. So it says, what does arthritis feel like? Depending on the type of arthritis, signs and symptoms, joint pain may feel like a dull ache or a burning sensation. The pain may be worse if you have been using a particular joint for a long time. Inflammation in your joints is going to have a burning sensation. They saw inflammation is like fire on the inside. So you can see the inflammation, because you can look at her knees and see that it's inflamed, it's red and it's swollen and it's warm to the touch. That's how we knew that she was having a bad day. The other one is joint stiffness. May be worse after times when you haven't been moving as much, like after sitting for a long time or when you wake up in the morning. That can just be traumatic, because I remember her sitting on the side of the bed and she would just have to sit there and rock and warm herself up before she would get up in the morning.
I remember we had to carry her
To the bathroom. Yeah,
to the
you know, she had
bathtub to bathe
mornings
her,
like that, right?
because she couldn't move. It was
But
that
as she
painful.
got older, she just knew what she had to do so she could get up and get about. You know, you got to get up and you got to move your knees, and she do. And this is all while sitting on the side of the bed. So she learned to adapt to what was going on.
I want you to adapt. For those who either have arthritis that's listening or know someone who does, it is extremely painful. So I want you to imagine a 4-year-old girl who
Not
have it in
even
her
knowing
joints,
what that
not knowing
is.
what that is. So
Exactly.
as a child, and you can contest to this too, when we have pain as a child, you don't want to move that joint. If it's pain in that joint, you ain't moving as a child, because you don't want to feel that pain.
That arm be stuck out there like that. You ain't
imagine that through
touching
your
it.
body, though. And you go to touch it, and it hurts. Everywhere you touch, it hurts. So it hurt me so bad when she had to go to the bathroom,
To
so I
pick her up,
had
to
to pick
carry
her
her
up,
to the
carry as much
bathroom.
light as I can, to get her to the bathroom, to get her into the bathtub. It was
And
tough.
even at school, she still wanted to go to school.
Yeah,
she still wanted to get up and go to school. So when we went and talked to the teachers and talked to the class, so if she needs help, just help her. You know, somebody would carry her books, or somebody would help her to the bathroom, that kind of thing. You know, she didn't go by herself. But it was a lot of things we had to adjust to, that she had to adjust to as a child having arthritis of that magnitude. So the joint swelling may look like puffiness or fluid in the areas of the joint. That's why I said it looks like it's swollen, it looks red, and it's warm to the touch. The next one it says is redness and warmth that you can feel on the skin that can result from inflammation around that affected joint. I'm telling you, you would touch it and it feels like there's heat up under there. You know, like there's a lot of heat up under there. So, and it also can have decreased range of motion. So can make it difficult to move those joints in certain directions and do certain daily activities. I mean, it was rough. It was really, really rough. So, but that's where we were with that. And it's, we got by. We got by. Because she was a determined little somebody. She just wanted to do everything that everybody else was doing. And I was saying, you know, you're no different from anybody. You can do anything you want to do if you just get up and push yourself. You know, you got to be that little cheerleader and not just sit back and let them dwell in that and dwell on that and the whole 9 yards. So you gotta just be their biggest cheerleader, and that's what we were at the time. Still are. So how is arthritis diagnosed? Now, as I got older and doing all of my research, and I've come to the conclusion that I think I know where it came from. But I'm not going to share that because of legal actions. Let's put it like that. So
it's only an opinion. I mean,
that was my opinion,
just
how
an opinion.
I felt
It's not,
where
you
it
can
came
speak on
from, because she
thinking.
came down with a cold, and I took her to the doctors to get some medicine for a cold. But while we were there, the doctor said, let's immunize her. Let's give her all her shots. She's 4 and she's getting ready to go to school. But at that time, she was sick. Your immune system is already depleted. So then they're going to give you these vaccines in the midst of that, and that's where it started to flare. So
That's, it's just our
a couple
opinion,
of days
yeah.
after that, that's when she took ill.
No, actually that night is when she got the fever.
She had the fever
Because we took her. She had the fever going.
Right.
Because she had a fever of 102.3. I never forget that.
Right.
So we took her to the doctor, the pediatrician, to get checked out. And at that time, exactly what she said, while she was there, you might as well give her shots that she needed. We'll do all that while she's here. Because her fever kept going up. So
and it can't go too high. Any fever can't go too high.
But for her being young, they were saying even though it was that high, it's still dangerous. Because it got up to 105 was the high. 105.6 was the highest it's gotten. But anyways, long story short, so that's our opinion, thinking that because of her compromised immune system from being cold, if we were educated like we are now based on that, we wouldn't have known. We would have known better.
I would have never.
Well, we didn't know. We were going by what they said, so we just followed the doctors. You know, and her being young, immune system compromised, already not feeling well, that could have been some kind of a trigger that set that off. Because think about it, it was a history in my family once we found out years later from my cousin Karen that she had it or her son had it. And that trait, it skips generations, and it just may have just hit her, and at that particular time is what woke it up.
Triggered that off. Now your sister, not to change the subject or anything, but his sister, she developed lupus when she fell off the porch.
She fell off the porch. She hit the ground hard.
She fell off the porch and hit the ground hard, and then when she got up, something flared up,
and it just changed
in her
everything.
body, and she developed lupus. So
I had two sisters that had that too.
Exactly. So it's something that could lay dormant and come back with a traumatic experience or something like that. They say fibromyalgia too usually comes if somebody's in an accident or something traumatic happens to the body. It'll flare up that immune system right. So you just have to know your body, be aware of it, and take care of yourself as much as you possibly can.
The same thing with you when you had the shingles. What triggered that? Was that the day you fell off the bike?
The day I fell off the bike, but I was also, and it was around this time because I was still mourning the death of my mom. The death is coming up on the 27th of this month. And we went out riding our bike and we were just playing around and I fell over off my bike in the bush. The next day I said, Reggie, something's bothering me on this side. Take a look at this. We couldn't figure out what it was. It was the shingles. And I was in my, 50s? So I said, that can't be that. But I knew what it was. I knew it was shingles.
Yeah.
So this is how arthritis is diagnosed. If you have any of these signs, symptoms of arthritis, the Arthritis Foundation recommends making an appointment with your doctor if you have any of the following. The joint pain symptoms last 3 or more days. Write it down if you have to. Just know how your body feels. You know, be aware of your own body. Nobody knows your body like you know your body, so just be aware of that. Also, you have several episodes of joint pain symptoms within a month. It could go away and it could come back. It could go away. You might, it might slip you or come back a little later, but just pay attention to that because that can all play in there together. So your doctor may use different methods to diagnose the cause of your joint symptoms, such as physical examination, laboratory testing, imaging, and they can also evaluate your overall health to determine if your health conditions could be caused by your joint symptoms. A physical exam will help your doctor check your joints and swelling, redness, warmth, and the range of motion. Oh, they're going to take you through a series of tests. Your doctor may also order blood tests, urine laboratory tests to help determine the cause of the joint issues. Imaging testing is also picture of your joints. It can help your doctor determine what might be causing your symptoms. Types of the imaging, you can go for x-rays, you can go for a CT scan or an MRI scan. They did all of that on that baby.
They did.
And they say over 50 million people suffer from arthritis, and the numbers are still climbing. So you got to I'm always looking for the root cause of the issue. What started it in the first place? Where did it come from? What was the main trigger? What did you do that day that you didn't do yesterday? That's me and my little nosy butt, always looking for the root causes. But everything starts with the diet. I say everything starts with the diet, and you really got to pay attention to all of that. And
diet is everything.
You are what you eat. You truly are what you eat. And movement is medicine. I say that all the time too. You got to move your body.
Oh, that's the landscaping.
Oh, you really, really have to move your body. So as we get older, we are going to lose some mobility if you don't move. Long as you're moving, you're good.
Yeah.
Because look at the Satyrians that's over in Okinawa, Japan. They live way past 100 because they're always moving, always doing something, keeping that blood circulation going. But I say everything starts with your diet. What goes in, it matters. It truly matters what you're putting in your mouth. That is definitely a fact. It also, here's some other root causes. This is what I be looking for, the root causes of rheumatoid arthritis. No one is exactly sure what causes the rheumatoid arthritis. Autoimmune malfunctions present in your blood of rheumatoid factors, a set of antibiotics in your blood that leads to an attack on your body's joint tissues. You can also have some type of infection going on, where it's fungal, bacterial, or viral, or you can have an overgrowth of harmful bacteria in your gastric intestinal tract. That's your gut. You got to take care of your gut. Food allergies can also bring on rheumatoid arthritis. You know, certain things you're just not supposed to be eating. That can flare up an attack of some kind. The next one is a toxic metal accumulation. I got to bring that report back. Heavy metals in our system are off the chain right now.
You remember the one? I'm trying to remember her name. The one that was an artist with us years ago, who had the test done, and she kept getting sick, and she had a high metal content. They found it.
I don't remember who
I
it was.
can't remember
But
the
I
name.
know that I
Out in
remember
New York,
the story.
I think it was.
I remember the
Yeah.
story, and she got on that thing.
Yeah.
The doctor had
Mhm.
that can detect
Yeah.
everything that's going on in your body. I think I do remember that. But that was also what's her name? Janae Monet. What is her
Yeah,
name?
the singer,
The
Jaleel
singer.
Monet. Yeah.
She had a overload of heavy metals in
metals,
her
too.
body. So did Dr. Oz, eating too much fish. He had an overload of mercury. So these heavy metals play a big portion of your illnesses. So you got to know where we getting all these heavy metals from. You know, the different metals out there. You got aluminum, you got lead, you got mercury, you got cadmium. It's so many different metals out there. I got to bring that report back too. And then emotional stress can also bring on rheumatoid arthritis. So the effective diet will go a long way to controlling your arthritis in many people. So recommended foods, this is what you're supposed to be eating.
So write this down.
I'm telling you, say, come a little closer and listen to this. Flax seeds and cold water fish are high in essential fatty acids. They're anti-inflammatory properties. Fish is excellent for you. But right now, in the world that we're living in 2026, you have to know where your fish is coming from. Seriously, you got to know if your fish is fresh.
Yep.
And exactly where it's coming from.
Was it raised on a farm?
Exactly,
Or was
because they
it
got a
caught
whole lot
wild?
of fakes out here too.
Yeah, you do. You want anything fish, you want to make sure it's a wild caught.
There you go. You got salmon,
If it don't
mackerel.
say that, it's farmed.
There you go. Salmon, mackerel, and good examples of good fish. You want to also eat a lot of fiber in a form of raw of vegetables and whole grains. It will help sweep out minerals and acid buildup to keep your digestive system free of harmful bacteria. Everything usually starts in the gut. If you take care of your gut will definitely take care of you. And we say that all the time. Can't get past that. But it also states that your cruciferous vegetables, these are your green vegetables, your broccoli, your asparagus, cauliflower is also anti-inflammatory. Kale, good. And I put in a big circle fresh pineapples because we was trying to get her to eat pineapples and she don't even like
pineapple. And pineapple's good for arthritic patients.
It's the bromelain that's in the pineapples
exactly. That helps
that
the
can bring down that inflammation and bring down some of that pain.
But she don't like
pineapples. She don't like pineapple. She said she ate and it made her tongue feel funny.
Because she ate too much. If you open up with anybody.
Remember we went to Hawaii.
That's the same thing happened to us. All that fresh pineapple.
You'll get
a tingly feeling in your tongue, like it's swelling.
Like it's it's a tingly feeling you're getting. But pineapples are good for you. So get you some pineapples.
And you couldn't get no fresher than that getting it from Hawaii.
I'm telling you, they were good too. So foods that's high in sulfur will all help repair your cartilage in your bones. So try eating some asparagus. I love asparagus. Cabbage, garlic, and onions every single day. You can mix that in your meal. I could probably eat asparagus every day with broccoli every single day. But those are really good. To keep your cartilage lubricated and healthy, you want to drink a good clean glass of quality water every 2 waking hours.
Right.
especially if you have arthritis, because dehydration has been linked to arthritis pain. That means you are not drinking enough water. You're not staying hydrated. So you have to stay hydrated to lubricate those bones so you can have that mobility to move around. So you got to stay hydrated if you suffer from arthritis. You got to stay hydrated anyway if you suffer from anything. Just drink your water.
Water's
Good,
important.
clean quality water. Now, here's some things you need to stay away from if you suffer from arthritis. And there's a couple of things on here she does not stay away from. Too much acid in your body causes inflammation, which leads to pain. That's for anybody. Too much acid in your body, that's where that gout comes from. You're eating way too much rich, fatty foods and things like that. So avoid acid-promoting foods such as your red meat. We know the holidays is coming, but red meat, you got to put that down sometimes, family. You cannot eat that every single day. You just can't. Red meat stays in your body way too long, and it's what they say. What is it?
What's that?
It deteriorates in your body.
Yeah.
It breaks down and just turns to gunk. It's just. I gotta find that program that I watched. What the red meat does to your body after it sits in your system for so many days.
It rots if it's real meat.
It will rot. And then it disperses. I'll find it. Let's continue. Stay away from red meat. Saturated fats. You got all those seed oils. Stay away from all of these oils. These are not good for you either. You got the saturated oils. You got all the cooking oils and all the oils that those fast food industries use. Not good oil. So you want to stay away from that. Fried foods is another one because it's fried in oil of some kind. So stay away from fried food as well. Stay away from sugar. Sugar is the weapon of mass destruction.
It sure is.
Sugar makes everything worse too. If you suffer from any illness, you need to refrain from sugar. Sugar feeds cancer. They said no, sugar loves cancer. So if you have suffered from cancer, you need to get all sugar out of your house. Everything. Just get it out. Dairy products. You need to avoid dairy products if you suffer from arthritis. Because what is dairy? Dairy is mucus. It's mucus in your joints. That's all that it is. And what is dairy? I did a report, dairy is scary, so stay away from all dairy products. No milk, no cheese, no yogurt. It may sound like it's good for you. If you gotta have it, go vegan. Get some vegan cheese or vegan milk or whatever. Or find a good quality product. And don't do it every day. Get like 2 days out of the week. We're not saying refrain from everything, but just break it down. Just don't eat that every single day. Refined carbohydrates, foods that's high in gluten. That's another one that will flare you up. You got your breads. Breads breaks down to sugar, starches. You got pasta and you got pastries. That's your cakes and your donuts and your cupcakes and all that. Sugar. Stay away from all that stuff. Alcohol is another one. Alcohol will make your arthritis worse. You'll feel good in the meantime. You just ride and fly high. But the minute that wears off, you're going to be aching. Your whole body going to be aching like a toothache. Don't do that. Caffeine is another one. You might love your expensive coffees and your lattes and all that. It feels real good. But by the time that wear off, you crashing like a bug. So avoid the alcohol and the caffeine. Just let it go for a couple of days. See how you feel. Listen to your body and slowly replace these things back in. Because we know it's going to be really hard to try to give up everything all at once. That's not what we're saying. Just narrow it down. Replace one thing with something else. Replace one thing with something else.
As long as it's good for you.
There you go. Although this list can be long, arthritis sufferers who eliminate these foods often experience great relief. You feel better. Animal products generally worsen the inflammation in your joints. Because what are they pumping all this meat with? All kind of hormones.
All kind of hormones, steroids, all kind of junk.
So if you're eating that, you're going to go through the exact same thing. They say the nightshade vegetables you need to refrain from. Don't eat them as much. You got tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and peppers. They can trigger allergy responses and pain in some people. Not everybody. You can cut up those peppers and put them in your food for flavor, but listen to your body. You'll know what you can take and what you can't. So some of those things can trigger. Eliminate these foods from your diet for a period of 6 weeks if you can, just to see if there is an improvement. It's your body. Do the experiment on yourself. See how you feel in the process. Now, there's some things out there that they're made for people with arthritis. I have an arthritis magazine. I got a whole lot of stuff on arthritis. But there's some tools out there. They're arthritis friendly. And I got a list here. They talked about special garden tools. You know, like people with arthritis, they want to keep moving and they always want to use their hands. Our daughter works for PSE&G, so she's using them little fingers all the time. That's why she has the compression gloves. But there's special tools for gardening. They got the bigger, fatter handles. You can still go out and dig in the dirt and get in the sun.
Made bigger.
You just made bigger so you can grip them. Also, they have elastic shoelaces that can spring back. They also had things with the Velcro. But now I was just saying, I was at Skechers just yesterday. They got the sneakers you can slide your feet right into. You ain't even got to bend down because the back of the shoes, it's like a built-in shoehorn, and you could just slide your feet right in it. They got sneakers like that. They have sandals
Step-ins.
like that, step-ins, right? And they could be very, very comfortable. I tried on quite a few, but they have the shoehorn in the back, so that's easy for people with arthritis. It's hard. The back part is hard, but it's got the cushion around it. Also, they have foot warmers. They have electric jar openers, that can open up a jar for you, because people with arthritis have a hard time, getting that grip. Off. People with arthritis have a hard time with their fingers, like buttons and snaps and things like that. It's difficult for them. So they make all these little things that's accessible for them. So you can also get massaging heating pads. I said she got every kind of massage heating pad that you can think of.
I'm telling you,
she got the chair that massage. She got the other thing that lay out massage. She got the heating pad. She done been through some things.
She got it.
They also have one-touch lamps. You could just touch the lamp and the lamp will come on. They have a lot of things like that. Electric toothbrushes are really good because, again, it's hard to grip. But the electric toothbrushes got that big fat base, so they can grip and hold on to that. Also, reacher's aid. Those little things that can reach up and grab things.
I see a lot of those move. A lot of those.
They have them at Home Depot? Yeah. Oh, see? You can get them from Home Depot. You can go to the, what you call it?
They call them grabbers.
Right. Health food stores and places like that, Rite Aid, CVS, they have them as well. Also, they have arthritis bras. Bras that you wear for people with arthritis. They usually have the snaps or the hooks in the front
versus the
back.
back.
That's very easy for them to dress themselves.
Brilliant idea, right?
Isn't it? I'm telling you. And then they have long handle comb and brushes if you have to do your hair. Because hair was a big thing for her because she got all this thick hair like Reggie's mother.
Right.
And her arms would get tired. You can't hold my arms would get tired doing her hair, and I didn't have arthritis. But to straighten her hair, wash her hair and straighten her hair and all that was just a lot. She got a lot of hair. But she's locked up now, so she's doing good. But there's lot of things on the market for arthritis, used for people with arthritis. So here in our company, before we go into our products, I want to show you, because last year we went to the arthritis walk. And they had on the table, they had all the hardware that they use on their patients. They had a knee replacement. They had a hip replacement. This is the knee replacement here. They had the models. Yeah, they had the joints there and all the little pieces on the side on how they do knee replacement. And the doctors were there and they walked you through the whole process on what they do and the whole 9 yards. Now that piece there, you could go to the next slide. That piece there is the hip.
Right, this right here. Now this is simulating a human leg. This part, this stem right here, extends all the way into the bone, as you can see it. The ball joint is inside, showing you right here that it's inside. But all this goes into the bone. This is what's exposed that's going to go into the hip. Here's the other one.
Now
See
this
how the
is
ball
a
joint
hip
is?
replacement there. That's all of that, like he said, goes down into the bone.
By the way, that's Victoria's hand right there.
Yeah, because
In
I was
Delaware.
touching everything.
That was right before we start walking.
Right, I was touching everything and asking 9,000 questions. This is what they're getting ready to put in my baby. Is she gonna be a bionic? Is she gonna be able to do the things that she regularly did? But she talks about it. She said that was the best thing that she could have ever did because she was bone on bone. So
And that
it was
was
really hard for her
yeah.
to walk around.
And the two doctors that did her surgery, the one and
That
his
were
assistant,
there.
that's their table. They were there. Yeah.
So we got to see it, we got to
Meet
feel
them.
it, and it's real titanium.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I wanted to share with our family here. You gotta really do your homework. You gotta do your research on when you have surgery. Who's doing the surgery? What's their success rate? Talk to somebody that had it done because there's a lot of doctors out there that's doing these. I'm not going to say botched jobs, but a lot of these things are not taken.
Right.
Some people are getting infected. It's rejecting their bodies or not put in properly, and they got to go back in and redo it again. So you got to just really know what you're getting into. They cutting through bone, they cutting
Muscle,
through muscle,
everything.
they cutting through everything, and you want them to do that right because you don't want them to go back in and try this all over again. You want it done the right time, the right way, the first time. So we did all our little research and did all of that, but that's the ball and the socket. So the next
Hey,
picture,
where's the other one?
did you put it up there?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You posted that one.
No. I wonder where the other one is. Go ahead. Compensate.
Okay. Anyway, we here at Artists, we have some awesome. I don't even see it up there. I don't see it.
Go ahead. I'll find it. I
Okay.
got it.
But anyway, here at Artists, we have some products. When she had the surgery last year, around June, the end of
Let me
June,
bring it up.
I went down. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is her actual hip.
This is an X-ray of her, hip,
hip.
with the joint and everything in place.
Right. But you see how long that goes down in
Into
her
the
bone.
leg. Here's the end of it right here.
And then there's a screw at the top, right up at the top, right here,
Yep, right here.
right there. And when I say painful, extremely painful, she couldn't do anything. And before she even left, right after the surgery, they had her to go in another room and they had her climbing stairs. She had to do certain things before she even left out of there. They had her climbing stairs. They had her sit on the side of the bed on how she
One
could
day
get up.
surgery.
1 day surgery. Then they had her how to sit on the toilet bowl without bending that knee or bending that hip. It's a lot of things you have to go through to get past all of that.
So again, because it wasn't, everybody didn't see the image, but this
Oh.
this is the full image now.
Right. That is the full image
Okay.
of her hip replacement.
And again, here's the titanium joint here. And remember, they have to cut the bone
To go down
to
through
go down
the bone.
through the bone. And one of the main causes or issues that if you have weak bone structure, and we're so grateful that Shantae didn't, that a lot of times the doctors, when they go to because they have to hammer this into the bone and pray that it stays within the center
Exactly.
and don't crack, because the issues that some doctors go through when if you have weak bones, these crack. And now that's a whole nother situation.
Sure is.
So we're so grateful that the guys that did this have done it many, many times, and they were able to do this successfully and put this
Experienced
implants.
doctors, they knew what they were doing.
What they were doing.
And then the life expectancy of these, they said it's about 10 years. That can hold up for a good 10 years until, you're getting older, your body is,
Changing.
changing, right. And in 10 years, you might have to get it done again. So they say people usually with arthritis, they start with one hip and then it goes over to the other hip because
Right.
you're favoring that side of your body. So, it's going to wear and tear on the other side. And then she has bad knees. So at one point she might have to get the knees replaced. It's just
But
a
this
lot
was
that
the
goes
worst one.
along with the
Yeah.
arthritis. So that was
This
bone on bone.
Right here. And this is what gave her most pain. And out of all the joints, this gave her the most
That
pain.
was the worst. So
That's why I
they
got this done
suggested
first.
that she went on and get that done at 44.
Yeah.
Now, she was one of the youngest to have that done at the age of 44 to have a hip replacement. So that just says a lot about how much pain this child can take. So that's where we are with that. But we just wanted to share that because this is arthritis
Right.
month, and what some people go through, and we really don't know. And like we were saying, that a lot of people think that arthritis is like an invisible illness. You gotta, like, she has her tag, her handicap tag, to go in her car. So when she parking close, she jump out of the van, they're looking at her like, "Why you got a handicap tag? What's wrong with you?" That kind of thing. And she says she get questions quite a bit about that. But some illnesses you just don't see.
Right.
Everybody that has a tag, they got it for a reason. They ain't gonna give it to
Mm-hmm.
you if you don't have something wrong with
Mm-hmm.
you. But some illnesses are invisible, so you have to really take care of yourself. So here in our company, Artists, we're in health and wellness. And when she had her hip replacement, I went down and stayed with her for 3 weeks in Delaware just to help her get up and go to the bathroom, help up and get up and get dressed, up and down the stairs, certain things like that. Hold her to a certain point where she could go to the bathroom, because you couldn't bend that leg, you couldn't extend that leg, so it was
Right.
kind of hard to go to the bathroom. Just help her get dressed, all these kind of things. But in the process, I was pumping all these products in her butt. I on my Facebook page, on her counter, I got everything that I took with me on her counter, and I
Mm-hmm.
pumped everything into her. So these products here are our wellness products that we have of this company. And you can use these for practically anything. Any issue that I talk about every single Wednesday, we're using the exact same products. But you still have to do your part. You got to eat right. You got to exercise. You got to move. You got to
Absolutely.
do your portion. You got to get
Absolutely.
a good night's sleep. You got to drink your water. And you got to know what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. But everybody in 2026 needs some type of
Supplement. Mm-hmm.
supplementation along with their meals. It's just the way it is, because everything is, they
Our
just
bodies, yeah, bodies
straight
don't
out, they
produce
just
everything
straight
either.
poisoning us at
Yeah,
this
so you
point.
got to be
So
careful.
we got to keep our immune system as strong as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest for arthritis is to detox your body, ultra body cleanse, detox, 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 to help sweep out some of these toxins. And just some of the medications, because as you can see, there was a lot of medications taken during this run, trying to figure out what she can take, what works, what doesn't work. So your body is going through some things. The next one that I suggest is the green 29. These are vegetables. Gotta get a good amount of
Mm-hmm.
vegetables in your system. The things that God put here for us to eat on a regular basis. Eat your greens, your
Mm-hmm.
beans, your onions, your mushrooms, your berries, and
And
seeds.
seeds.
Get your fruit in there, and find fruit with seeds. If it can't reproduce, it's not good for
That's
you.
fake.
It's fake. It might taste good because they can
Mm-hmm.
they can
They
dabble
zhuzh
they
it
can
up.
dabble up
They
anything.
zhuzh it up real
I'm
nice.
telling, they'll have you eating a
It tastes.
sneaker if
I'm
it's
just being
seasoned
honest.
right.
It tastes really good, but it's no real
Nutritional
nutritional
value
value
at all.
because it's fake fruit.
There you
It's
go.
not the real deal. You may get something like the hydration from the water, but the most important things that are in natural fruit that has seed is a whole lot higher than
A
that
whole
generally modified fruits.
There you go.
gotta
I
be
got a
careful with that.
watermelon in there right now. I
Full
got
of seeds.
full of seeds, and I'm gonna have a piece soon as I finish.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to Delaware on
And
Saturday, and I'm
picking
gonna
up
get another
one.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But find fruit with seeds. It's very, very important. So the green 29 are your vegetables. And the green 29 also has your kelp, your spirulina, and your chlorella. These are three sea vegetables, algae green vegetables, that can also help sweep heavy metals out of your body. Some of that aluminum, some of that mercury, you can sweep some of those out of your body with our green 29. The next one I have here for arthritis is our red Levine.
Antioxidants.
High in antioxidants. It's great for inflammation, to bring down that swelling around those joints. The next one was our coral calcium. That was our product of the day that I chose. Calcium is something that we all need. It has calcium, magnesium, potassium. It's good for your bones, good for your teeth, good for your hair. This is something we all need. And most people are vitamin D deficient,
Mm-hmm.
not getting
Mm-hmm.
enough calcium in their system. So we have it all here in one. Then we have our omegas. Our omegas 3, 6, and 9. These are fish oils. And like the report said, get a good source of fish. we have a good source of fish in in a tablet. You can stick a pin in it and you can squeeze it in the children's oatmeal or in their juice, but they need their omega 3, 6, and 9 as well. But this is good for your joints, from your head to your toenails, for your hair, for your brains, for your eyes, for your joints, for everything, your omega 3, 6, and 9. The next one that I have is our pure noni. Pure noni is good for pain. And you know anything about arthritis? Pain.
Mm-hmm.
So the pure noni is for pain.
Correct. It's like an ibuprofen.
It really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
You can drink these products warm. They even work even better warm. So a little cup of warm noni can go a long way for pain. It's great for inflammation, and it's a cell regenerator. So if you're getting rid of those bad cells, you want to replenish them with good cells. So this is a cell regenerator. And then the next one that I have is our cran aloe, one of my absolute favorites. Cran aloe is also good for swelling, for anti-inflammatory, and any type of infection. The cran aloe. You can mix and match these products
and
together.
I recommend that.
He mixed all of his together, everything.
All those juices you see right there, I mix in a cup.
And you can do that. You can do just that. But the coral calcium is best taken at night because it's very relaxing.
Very relaxing.
It relaxes your nerves. It relaxes you so you can get a really good night's sleep. That coral calcium. And that's nothing to play with. That works. I'm telling you, that coral calcium will just put you down nicely for a good night's sleep. But don't sleep on anything that we have, like our Nutri-Shake. You could put some fruit in it. That could be your meal. You got the yellow Levine. That's a multivitamin. We all need a multivitamin. And then if you're taking a lot of pills and potions and all this, you can also take the green Levine. That's a daily detox. So whatever goes in gets to be flushed out at the end of the day. The children can take the green Levine. But you got to replenish yourself with good things. And I'm going to add that Shield in there too. Shield is a product that they came out during 2020 when we first had that first pandemic. We don't know what's going on in these streets right now. If you're watching the news,
get that Shield.
Get that Shield and keep it in your kitchen. When I go out, I put a little scoop under my tongue, and when I get back in the house from running errands, I put a scoop under my tongue. Make sure you wash your hands from coming in from outside. And if you choose to put a mask back on, I was out today and I seen people still wearing a mask. We don't know what's going on in the street, what they're putting, what they're planting, what they're spraying, because these chemtrails they spraying in the sky, they're spraying us like bugs. But just be careful. Keep your immune system as strong as you possibly can, and you can do so with these ARTHRITIS products. Keep your immune system strong. You might catch something, but it's not going to stick. You might come down with the sniffles for one day, but the next day it's gone. You up and at 'em and good to go.
That's how you know your body's fully alkaline.
There you go. It's nothing that's going to stick and stay. Exactly.
I can attest to that. It won't.
Yeah, because he just was going through a bout of allergies.
And it would come,
like,
but gone the next
what's
day.
the matter?
It's not staying.
He go through this whole sneezing attack, and then the next day he fine. He said, I told you it was just a little flare up and da-da-da.
Can't stay.
But you got to keep your body alkaline.
For real.
You got to eat right.
If I wasn't,
family.
it would linger on.
There you go. And these are proven, tested and proven products. We've been doing this for 17 years. It's the real deal. And I would not be talking about them if it was not true. Just doing my research, and every issue that I talk about all leads back to good nutrition, really good supplements, not substitutes for doing what you need to do, but supplements, good supplements. I even went on a field trip today. I was going when Reggie got home. I found me another organic store.
Right here.
So I was
another one here in East
right around the corner from us. Just playing on my phone and found another. It's what is it? Organic. What is it? Something organic. Herbal organic. Herbal organic. And they got everything. Everything that's in our products. The herbs and things that's in our products. That's what they were selling in the store. And I said, I know that. I know that. I know that. I know that. So we know we're at the right place at the right time. But us, the Power Couple of Health, we're going to be here every single Wednesday because we love you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Because we
But
care.
you can follow us on YouTube. Please follow us on YouTube. Hit the little
Yes.
bell so you can get our
Yes.
uploads. This is going to be uploaded on
Yes.
there as well. Then we have our QR code. He is so he's so proud of this QR
It's
code.
my little cup of coffee right there. See
Scan
that?
us
That's my
and you
collagen
can follow
coffee.
our you can
That's
follow our
that-
company.
Yeah, links you right to the website. Yeah.
Take you right to the website. But now I'm starting to see these QR codes on everything.
They've been around. I mean, it's
on
nothing new.
everything. So I said, Reg,
So might
go
as well
for
let me
it.
do
Let's
ours.
do
Let me
it.
set
There
us
you
up
go.
too. Shoot,
So if
everybody-
you're an artist,
everybody
get you
wants
a
to get in
QR
fast.
code. There you go.
There you go.
But next week, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next week. What is this month?
We were
This
talking about
arthritis.
mental. This is also mental health month.
Okay, I might do mental health.
Something thereof.
Something
Whatever hits her.
of mental
You
health.
trust me, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be
Yeah.
good.
But then
You know
I am
that.
going to go back to the toxins,
Yeah.
the things that's bothering us here.
'Cause there's
in
a
the
whole
United
lot more you
States.
got to cover with that.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But family, that ought to do it for today on our report
Good
on
stuff, good
arthritis.
stuff, good
But
stuff.
before we close, I want you to do me a really, really big favor. On my Facebook page, I don't know if it's on your page. Did you put it
It
on
is
your
on
page?
mine too.
Our daughter
I'm gonna repost it
is
again.
being
though.
honored this year for the honoree for the
She's an
arthritis
honoree, right.
honoree for the
Mhm.
Arthritis Foundation in Delaware.
And they're honoring her.
There we go.
Mhm.
We're going to Delaware on Saturday. The walk is on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to raise, we're going
No.
to raise
Thank you.
the $2,000 that she wants in her, that's her goal.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to help her make that goal. So you could go to my page and you could donate to Shantae's Arthritis Foundation.
Mhm.
All of that goes to,
And her story is there too.
her story is there too, in her own words.
Now last year she was number 2. This year we pushed to get her to be number 1
There
as
you
far
go.
as who raised the most for the foundation.
Right. And it's, if you get a chance to get out to an arthritis walk, I know the walk is universal, it's all around on Sunday.
You're not in.
If you get a chance to just go and hang out and see how many people suffer from this illness, because it's an illness, I don't like to say disease of any kind,
Yeah.
it's just the illness. If we know better, we can do better. Feed our bodies what it's asking for, and we'll have a better chance of fighting anything that's out there. So we just have to do our part.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we want to thank you.
Yes,
I'm
we
going to
do.
thank
Thank you
you
very
in
much.
advance for your donations.
And I want to thank those who've already donated too.
Absolutely.
We really, truly thank you guys. We appreciate that.
There you go.
That's the love I'm talking about.
And with that being said, we're going to say
We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless you guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.
There
All right?
you go.
All right now.
All right, fam.
Good information. Good.